Hey there, beautiful people. It's Coach Mike here with your Mindset Monday on this first Friday of the week. I'm your health coach, strength coach, educator, motivated by jokes, raising host. Don't let it happen, make it happen, Patty Daddy. And we're going to stay on the theme of goals as we have been for the last couple of weeks because it's the beginning of the year and it's important. Um, so I sent out this email yesterday and I figured I'd touch base on it here for those of you that didn't get the email or may not have read the email. Um, but the subject line of the email was the problem with setting goals. But I kind of lied about that because there isn't a problem with setting goals. There are three problems with setting goals. So you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? So we've already talked about obviously the importance of setting goals. It is important, and how when we make small changes, they turn into big successes. So we've talked about that. The issue is the goals we are setting they're too big. They're too overwhelming. At the beginning of the year, we set out with these big goals like I want to run a mile every day over the course of the year, or I want to get rid of 30 pounds of body fat. And there's nothing wrong with these goals. These are great goals to have, but they can also be really daunting because we're looking at this huge big picture. So we have to take into account will we have enough time to meet this goal every day? How much physical and mental effort is going to be involved in order to reach this goal? Does it fit into my routine? Can I afford this goal? And even if the answers to these questions point you in a positive direction towards your goal, we still need to be able to break these goals down, or to chunk these goals, to ensure that we can execute them consistently, so our goals actually become sustainable and they're not just these pipe dreams. So we don't go climb the tallest mountain on our first try if we've never tried climbing before. We start with hills. We start with smaller mountains. We gain some experience. We gain some trust and faith and confidence in ourselves and in the processes necessary to be able to do these hard things before we move on to the bigger challenges, or the bigger mountains, if you will. So let's take the example of getting rid of 30 pounds. Let's take that scenario. Notice I said getting rid of 30 pounds, not lose 30 pounds, because when we lose things, we tend to go looking for them. But that's besides the point. What is the first step in making this dream of getting rid of 30 pounds a reality? Is it starting an exercise routine? Or figuring out what that would look like? Is it seeking help from a dietitian or looking at new recipes? Is it drinking more water? There are a lot of different questions we have to ask ourselves because there are so many factors that go into getting rid of 30 pounds. So we have to first sit down and brainstorm all of the ideas, not just like I'm just going to start working out. We have to brainstorm all the ideas that may help us get to our desired outcome. Then we have to ask ourselves, of each one of those ideas, is this something that I want to do, or is this something that I should do? Two very different concepts. So if it's something that you want to do, we're obviously going to be much more likely to follow through on that, and execute that particular action. Now, if it's something that you should do, the likelihood of you following through is really low. It diminishes big time. So this is where the problem of setting goals comes in. We either we make them, one, we make them too difficult, too unattainable. Two, we don't have the skills to execute consistently as of right now. And then three, we don't have the resources to execute. So we have to ask ourselves some questions in order to establish the right map to have a better chance of reaching our goals. Now, I'm going to have a little workflow for you guys to look at once you get done with this video. But in the workflow below, if you answer the questions accordingly, you will come to certain conclusions. So if you answer no to all of those questions in the workflow, you may want to reach out to me, and I will help you through that process to figure out what all the questions are that you need to ask in order to figure out if this is something if this is a goal that's broken down enough for you to actually properly execute. And I have a technique for that. So if you do have any questions, you do want any help, please reach out, but answer the questions in the over there, over here, up there. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but answer the questions on there. If you answer no to all of them, when it comes to whatever the goal is that you're trying to accomplish, reach out to me. If you've answered yes to any of them, then get to work. And if you need any accountability, again, reach out to us. We are more than happy to help. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day and stay beautiful.